At that time, Hong Kong was still a developing territory, and children were very poor, and there were many relief organizations, international organizations working in Hong Kong. We help children with special needs, organize activities for them, and also with single parents. It was a very challenging experience and a very rewarding experience for me.
Although Pamela Chan is more widely known as the former chief executive of the Consumer Council, her first job after graduating from the Chinese University in 1968 was as a social worker. She worked for Foster Parents Plan, an international charity for child development headquartered in the United Kingdom. The voluntary agency operated in Hong Kong from 1959 to 1973 and benefited about 12,000 children and their families.
And we made the decision to go to other countries because Hong Kong had developed to the point where it could take care of itself.
Now known as Plan International, the aid organization came to the territory to help cope with the massive influx of refugees from mainland China since the ascendance of the Communist Party 10 years earlier. The Hong Kong project depended on donations from overseas countries. Donors were asked to be foster parents to sponsor poor children here. Some publicly known local figures have said that they once received help, including LegCo's accountancy representative, Paul Chan.
At that time I was living in those wooden huts. I just remember maybe every month my father or my mother would take me to their office. There would be a lady social worker explaining to me a letter written to me by my foster parent. And I still remember my first watch was bought by my foster parent.
Still aiming to end child poverty and strengthen children's rights, Plan International is now working in 49 developing countries across Africa, Asia and the Americas.
Many of the projects we had focusing on children and their families and communities, such as providing potable running water in villages that did not have water. We help families who are farmers or fishermen improve their productivity so they can earn more money so they can invest that money in their children.
The organization conducts a Learning Without Fear campaign to end violence against children in schools. Recently, it's been successful in lobbying the Nicaragua Ministry of Education to issue a resolution banning corporal punishment. For its China programs, the organization's developed a long-term project helping children and their families in Shaanxi. In the wake of last year's Sichuan earthquake, it also provided emergency relief and social services. Plan International is now looking for those who benefited from or worked with the Hong Kong scheme in the past.
The kids should be now at the age 50 plus and should have lead a completely new, different life. We really want to find them out and to share their amazing stories and to let us know how Plan had made a lasting difference to their life.
I think one thing I learned in life is that we are blessed so that we can be a blessing to the others. We are well taken care of. It is time for us to share what we have with those in need.
I think we should all support those who have lesser means, and particularly when Hong Kong in the past had received so much benefit from overseas.
And we work with children and their families to alleviate the poverty situation they're in so they can have good lives by providing programs and the basics of health and education so that they can become good, productive citizens in the future.